when we started, I moved from an aviation background into, I'd always sort of see these incredible red sunsets in Stellenbosch, and I thought, I want to end up here. Anyway, I was flying for a living, and in those days, rather like now, you shook a tree and half a dozen pilots fell out. So work wasn't great. And anyway, the opportunity arose to buy this place. I had a friend up the road, and he said, "Oh, there's this farm going, blah blah blah." And I knew nothing about farming. I probably still don't, and so we got a consultant, and they said, "Oh, grow plums." And there was this one little orchard here, which is where these trees are, where the soil was particularly heavy. And so we, for whatever reason, just stuck in some olive trees, knowing nothing about olives. We put in a few calamatas, some mission, and some other varieties. And we kind of left it, and we did plums for 7-8 years, and it was hiding to nothing. And suddenly these things, after about 7 years, they started bearing fruit, and we scurried around getting anecdotal recipes for bottling olives. And then the third grade, we started making olive paste, and we sort of, I don't know, at some point, I think we were in France and visiting one of the beautiful olive shops in the south of France, and we just got hooked on the whole olive thing, and we really got into it. And then we started making oil with a third grade. We were pressing it up into Cara, and slowly started getting out of plums where you couldn't add any value. And then people would say, "Oh, why don't you do an olive jam?" So we started making olive jam. So we made that in our kitchen. We started in a little pot, and the pot got bigger and bigger, and eventually we were exporting stuff to America, all from our kitchen. Your choices with oil, with olive trees, you've kind of got three basic choices. You either do them in a lime soil, which is where traditional olive growing areas are, and they normally get really good yields, and you get a very distinctive flavor. And then you obviously got your sort of second grade sandy soils, which are rather like grapes. You might get volume, but you're never going to get anything particularly interesting, because it's all about how interesting the soil is. Yeah. And then here we are slightly different to the traditional areas in the sense it's decomposed granite. We don't get big crops. It's quite inconsistent. We tend to get a crop, a good crop every 3 to 4 years. We get the alternative bearing, which most people get, but because it's really interesting soil, you get some fantastic flavor profiles.